and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from one of my favorite places in downtown Guthrie. It's called Gallery Grazioso.
Say that again. Say that, Grazioso.
Grazioso.
You love that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So many beautiful art pieces here, but you know, it's pieces of rock that have people's blood pumping up in Tulsa. Our Jason Grubbs takes us to New Heights rock climbing. Jim gives us a whirl.
We love to teach people. We love to introduce people to the sport. And we, above all, just love climbing. It's a blast. It's very addicting.
For just a few bucks, you can rent everything you need to spend the day climbing the walls of Tulsa's New Heights Rock Gym.
The easiest thing that we always tell people is, the easiest thing to do is just climb on whatever you want to. Don't pay any attention to the tape that you see. Just kind of feel around, and it's almost like a free-for-all. Just in any way you can, move up the wall.
John Stair teaches people safety and the fundamentals of rock climbing.
If this side is my climber, then this side of the rope would be my belayer.
After some instruction and getting my gear on, it was time to see just how high I could go on this really, really, really high wall.
And try to keep your hips as close to the wall as you can.
I'm kind of stuck here.
There's a really good space for your right foot. Up one more, kind of closer towards your midline. That's it, yeah.
It takes a little getting used to, but once you get the hang of climbing, it's a lot of fun. And the crew is right there to coach you through it.
You bring your right hand up to that gray hold, right there.
That one?
Yeah, and then the yellow taped red hold up there to your left.
So I just came down off the wall. The first time I went up, probably 10 feet.
About.
And I think you keep trying. I went back at it again and made it another 5. Is that kind of what it is? You just keep trying to get higher and higher?
you keep trying, and you develop muscle memory, and you go further every time.
Climbers can follow different routes for different levels of difficulty. They're all marked with colored tape. Upstairs, you'll find even more areas to climb around on.
If you're a beginner to intermediate like myself, you have tons of climbs that you can do.
Adam Wilkie and his friend Jorge have been climbing for a couple of years now. They drove in from Norman.
From the outside, it doesn't look like anything at all, but when you get in, you see the lower levels. Yeah, and there's tons of routes. It's a really great place to climb for anybody.
It's like you get great exercise, and you get to challenge yourself every time you come in.
When we caught up with Armin Evanesia, he'd only been climbing for a few months. He comes in about 3 days a week now and gets better every time.
They're always putting new routes on the walls, putting new problems on the walls. So when you're coming in and trying to progress, you'll always have something to work on. And I really enjoy that. The people will always be here trying to help you out.
Whether you need a coach or just climbing around with a friend, John says New Heights Rock Gym is open to anyone who's willing to take on the walls.
I really do believe that there is a little bit of climb in everybody. No matter what your stature, age, male, female, no matter what your situation is.
In Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
No matter what kind of fun you'd like to have right here in Oklahoma, you can find ideas inside the brand new 2015 travel guide. It is gorgeous. Request one on our website, travelok.com, and we'll send it to you for free.
As we mentioned earlier, we're coming to you from Gallery Grazioso in downtown Guthrie. And here, there's something that can catch everybody's eye.
It's full of beautiful things. There's also just something for everybody at this great little place in the southeastern Oklahoma town of Calera. Our Tina McGarry takes us to Step West.
One look and you know this is a collector's treasure. Located in southeastern Oklahoma, right on Highway 75, sits a shop with Western influence and Southern charm. Welcome to Step West.
We call it rustique because it's not just antique or rustic. It's a combination of things. We have new, we have primitive.
There's so much to see in Step West. Gorgeous leather furniture, unique floral arrangements, paintings and furniture. You'll find beautiful home decor and some really fun pieces for outside.
It takes them a long time to come through here. I hear a lot that we're going to have to come back when we have more time, just because there's so much in here to look at. I tell people all the time, you can go one direction and look and come back another way and see things you totally missed the first time.
Owner Kim Stepp was destined to own a one-of-a-kind place like this. You could say it's in her blood.
My family has been 3 generations of doing antiques, rustiques, whatever you want to call it. My grandmother had a store for about 60 years in Durant on 9th Street. Her name was Maggie Lee. And then my mother had a store for between 50 and 60 years here. And then in this building. And then I added the Western stuff with the antiques, and we were in business together forever. And then when Mother passed away, I got more into the Western and have some primitives.
And it's not just pretties for home. Step West has lots of fun things to wear, a great selection of boots and clothes, even handmade jewelry and sunglasses. So much variety here, and Kim really puts her heart into each and every piece.
I like unique, one-of-a-kind items. My kids and I, we go all over looking for stuff. We have people that hand make stuff that we have in the store. A lot of it we make ourselves. We do handmade arrangements, and we do the rustic arrangements. We don't do anything real, poofy. We do everything really rustic. We can custom do anything there. If you have a picture of something you want painted on whatever you have or something else. I mean, she paints on tractor fenders, on truck hoods, anything you can imagine. It can be done.
And she hopes you'll step west for something unique and a little fun. In Calera, I'm Tina McGarry, Discovering Oklahoma.
Calera is right next to Durant, and you'll find Step West not far from Main Street, just off Highway 75.
If there's one thing that goes perfectly with beautiful art, it's fine wine.
We have essentially 5,000 vines that we have planted on our farm here.
We're headed to one of those wonderful Oklahoma wineries coming up.
And a charming little diner in northeastern Oklahoma where time is always on your side. We're headed to Jenks, coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Did you know the most searched auto brand on Google is Ford?
Can't get better than that.
Would it surprise you to learn that Ford is America's best-selling brand?
You called me, you were like, I found my car.
But what's really interesting, more people stay with Ford than any other brand.
I personally fell in love with the car.
I don't know if I'll ever not buy a Ford.
Most searched, most purchased, most loyal.
I don't have time to drive something I don't love.
Now get a Fusion with up to $3,500 cash back or 0% financing for 60 months at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
As the weather cools and the leaves begin to fall, don't trade outdoor recreation for winter hibernation. Discover the off-season treasures available at Oklahoma's 34 great state parks. Wide open trails teeming with wildlife, fishing, fun festivals, bird watching, equestrian trails, nature center activities, and cozy cabins with fireplaces offer the perfect escape for a wintry getaway. Visit travelok.com for special offers and come see for yourself.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Every night, sit alone and talk and watch a hawk
making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. So when we say, yeah, we're only saying you're doing fine. Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from Gallery Grazioso in historic downtown Guthrie.
And we're just up the road a piece, as they say, from one of the state's finest wineries. It's called Clorin Ridge in Edmond.
Wine is essentially a result of time and technique. The process is a bit of a mixed bag that ranges from agriculture to the artistic with a little bit of chemistry involved. The perfect example of time and technique can be found at the Clorin Ridge Winery.
We have essentially 5,000 vines that we have planted on our farm here. They're planted in 3 different vineyards. The 2 oldest vineyards have been around for about a decade now, about 10 years. And that comprises 4,500 of that 5,000 vine total. Of those 5,000 vines, they're divided out into about 8 different varietals.
And on a good year, if everything goes well, the rough yield from their vineyard should be around 50,000 pounds of grapes. Then the second half of the process begins.
At the other end of things, at the end of the day, what matters most to the wine brewer, wine manufacturer is this product qualitatively going to fly off the shelves? Are the clients, the patrons going to like this? And the responsibility for the winemaker is to take the best product he can get his hands on and try to make the best wine out of that he can using whatever subtleties of chemistry that he can contrive of to make that work out best.
The winery is set up to have an end-to-end production line. They can harvest the grapes, process them through the grape clusters all the way through to bottled product with the equipment they have on site.
This is our latest addition to our facility, is our bottling line. This bottling line is going to replace what we've been using, which is a semi-manual system. The neat thing about this particular unit is it can really ramp up the production rate for our facility. The manual unit with 2 guys operating can generate roughly 300 bottles in an afternoon. The low-end speed for this particular bottler is about 600 bottles an hour.
Thomas and his wife Kim constructed this building as a takeoff on a traditional gravity-fed winery design. Upstairs is the wine tasting bar, public interaction area, which is perfect for private parties, and below is the barrel room where you can have dinner parties.
Well, we have wine cave tasting dinners, which are the fancy 5-course dinners. The chef comes in and does all of those. We have different wines that are paired with each course. So we do the different themes. Most of the time it's dinner with the winemaker. Sometimes we'll do like themes like Harry Potter or Titanic theme. Both of those are really fun. Basically, they're just kind of wine cave tasting dinners. We do them once or twice a month.
And the Titanic-themed dinners have been particularly popular.
So the whole menu is, created right after the menu from the last known menu of first-class dining. They had like 14 courses that night, so we kind of have to, condense it down to 6 or 7, or it would take all night. But there's 6 or 7 courses that we do that evening. Of course, we pair our different wines with those courses. But it's just kind of an evening of fun. Everybody shows up. We all dress up, Titanic style. So we kind of transform everything, into, last night on the Titanic. The whole 5-course dinner is on exact replica china that I had imported from the UK.
Cloran Ridge is also a very good location for a business meeting or a wedding.
We have great weddings. We do all kinds of tours, daily, so we're booking up really fast, for those.
If you'd like to find out more about the dozens of wineries in Oklahoma, we've made it easy for you. Order a copy of our guide to Oklahoma's wine trail. Just log on to our website, travelok.com, and click on Request Free Brochure.
From fine wine to dining at a little spot right on the main street of one of Oklahoma's fastest growing towns.
From chicken fried steak to all-day breakfast platters, find out what they've got cooking up in Jenks coming up.
Plus, faster than the speed of light. Well, almost. The one-of-a-kind guy who's making history right here in the Sooner State. Still ahead when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Away is the smell of salt in the air. It's the sound a seashell makes. Away is a place that's beyond your imagination, yet well within your means. Find your away. Go RVing.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. Subscribe now at oklahomatoday.com and get 6 issues absolutely free. Don't miss a single issue of Oklahoma Today magazine.
It's 3 p.m. For 50 million kids across America, school's out. And for a third of these kids, they're out on their own. Out with nowhere to go and nothing to do. But every afternoon is a chance to change America's future. All you have to do is open the door. It's time to support the Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
It's mind-boggling to go through the history of music and the connection to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's Rhythm and Roots website is shaking the walls with legendary talent, iconic venues, and vocals from the heartland. Full of photos, videos, music, trivia, and itineraries, Rhythm and Roots transforms Oklahoma's rich music legacy into a bucket list of travel opportunities. Tune in to OklahomaMusicTrail.com and start your journey today.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from downtown Guthrie and Gallery Grazioso. This is a great place to come, enjoy the art, do a little relaxing, sometimes some live music here as well.
Absolutely, but if looking for some great food is on your agenda,
always,
we have a place that you need to stop on your next trip to Tulsa. Julie Chen takes us to Jenks Restaurant.
It's late morning at Jenks Restaurant and amazing clocks, and like clockwork, Jim Copeland and his wife Shin are busy in the kitchen.
So just about everything that you come in is home type cooking.
This Main Street mainstay has been here since 1952. Jim's owned it for more than 17 years. He serves up breakfast and lunch every day except Sunday, and dinner on Thursday and Friday.
This is like our favorite place, the environment, the people, and the food.
Just about everyone in here is a regular, and boy, do they love how Jim cooks breakfast. You can order it any time of day.
I always get the B. that's scrambled eggs, any eggs you want, and hot cakes. And Jimmy makes his own batter for hot cakes. They're delicious.
The scrambled egg with sausage called the quickie.
Well, the omelet. Even if my wife and family come here, if it's afternoon, we still have omelets.
And you can create your own omelet or choose from the nearly 20 on the menu. They're original too, like this one called pizza without the crust.
We have some beef tips and noodles that knock your socks off. And my wife makes some tremendous daily specials that normally you don't find elsewhere, like, stuffed bell peppers, and we'll have a taco salad.
The amazing food is only half the story and half the name here. This is, after all, Jenks Restaurant and amazing clocks.
Well, the clocks are just an added attraction here. They make this thing distinctively the Jenks Restaurant.
It's fun to watch them, and it's interesting. It's, each one of them goes off at a different time, and it's beautiful.
Over 100 clocks adorn the walls, each playing up to 30 different tunes. They're not just for show, they're for sale, and they're pretty amazing.
These clocks are unbelievable. Some of them open up and show the insides, and they spin around, they play music on the hour. Many of them are made out of pure wood and burl wood, and just really a nice finished product when you look at it. And not only did they tell you the time on the hour, but they entertain you a bit.
To keep them from all going off at once, Jim sets them a few minutes apart.
Well, we have two that are correct. One in the front and one straight back from it are the correct clocks. The rest of them, you look at those whenever you're late or you're not late, and you're never wrong here.
Whether it's your first visit or your 40th, this is the kind of restaurant that makes you feel right at home. People love this place. What do you think makes it so special?
Well, I think they make it special. They mean a lot to us.
And the customers feel the same way about Jim. They say it's his tasty food, great service, and unique and friendly atmosphere that makes this place tick.
It's a family restaurant. It's an old school restaurant. It's something that you don't get every day, and it's great because you come and you see your friends and your neighbors, and you get to It's an old school restaurant, and the food is excellent.
In Jenks, I'm Julie Chin, discovering Oklahoma.
If you're looking for great places to eat the next time you hit the road, you're in luck. We've got a long list of our favorites in the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide. Get your free copy on our website, travelok.com.
You know, from diners like that to galleries like this one, our state has so much to offer.
Absolutely, and that's why so many wonderful people call it home. And up next, you're going to actually meet one of them.
On my racing bikes, they go anywhere from 180 to 214 miles an hour.
The story behind Tombow Racing coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Year after year after year, Ford F-Series delivers outstanding toughness, capability, and efficiency. Construction, farming, forestry, F-Series is #1 in every hard-working industry out there. Not just this year or last year, since puka shells and disco. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, America's #1 trucks for 38 straight years. Come drive the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 only at your Ford dealer.
As the weather cools and the leaves begin to fall, don't trade outdoor recreation for winter hibernation. Discover the off-season treasures available at Oklahoma's 34 great state parks. Wide open trails teeming with wildlife, fishing, fun festivals, bird watching, equestrian trails, nature center activities, and cozy cabins with fireplaces offer the perfect escape for a wintry getaway. Visit travelok.com for special offers and come see for yourself.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. Subscribe now at oklahomatoday.com and get 6 issues absolutely free. Don't miss a single issue of Oklahoma Today magazine.
Every night, sit alone and talk and watch a hawk
Making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. So when we say, yeah, yippee, yay, we're only saying you're doing fine. Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
This portion of Discover Oklahoma is brought to you by the Heartland Flyer. Book your ticket through Southern Oklahoma today.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from one of the most creative spots in Guthrie, Gallery Grazioso.
Now, not too far south of here, there's a man who's the king of a different kind of creativity, not to mention speed. His name is Tommy Bolton, one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life, and the name of his company is Tombow Racing.
There's an old saying that goes, the first motorcycle race began when the second motorcycle was built. It could be said that speed is the essential allure of motorcycles. And this man, Tommy Bolton, is a driving force behind that allure.
That's Team Prime Time at his best. We're building this bike right here for him. Yeah. That bike's name is Baby Boy right there. All my bikes has got names. That's Baby Boy. You met Rick James up in the front.
Tommy was the first African American to go over 200 miles an hour on a drag bike in the quarter mile of a sanctioned race. He's a mover and shaker in the motorcycle community. He builds custom-made bikes of all kinds, shapes, and sizes, street bikes, choppers, and of course, racing bikes. And that passion for working on and building motorcycles began early.
I started working on bikes, making a living, probably, making money for school and stuff when I was probably 13 years old.
He created the company Tombow Racing when he was just 20 years old, and that drive has never let up for a moment.
The thing that I can say that I really like about the motorcycles, I like the thrill of putting something together, making a motor run or making a bike, saying that you built this thing or made it your own or something like that. You watch a lot of this stuff on TV with these guys that build these bikes and stuff, and I look at that and I said, shucks, I can relate to that because I've been doing that all my life, I've been taking stuff and buying a bike and making my own design or making it, putting my own twist on it,
And it's that Tombow twist that makes any Tommy Bolton bike stand out.
And I take their ideas and I bring it to reality and give them something that won't get lost in the parking lot. They go to bike night and their bike won't get guaranteed not to get lost in the parking lot. That's the thing that a lot of people come to me for, is a unique bike, something that's different from everybody else's. So, you riding down the street and you get somebody and they say, wow, I want to get you. If I can't give your bike that wow effect, then I didn't have it long enough,
Well, racing bikes made by Tommy are hard to catch after all.
On my racing bikes, they go anywhere from 180 to 214 miles an hour. I done built some bikes that go 214 miles an hour. That's one of the fastest bikes I built was for Glenn Nickelberry. He went 214 miles an hour. Right now, that's one of the fastest gasoline-powered motorcycles in the world. So, so ain't nobody beat that yet.
Along with designing and creating award-winning and extremely fast bikes for customers all over the world, Tommy's company also designs tools. Like one of his fast-moving cycles, Tommy is always looking to the future.
Me and my team, we so focus on our racing that we kind of make your competitors kind of hate you a little bit, can I say? So, because we spend a lot of time here in the shop to refine what we do, So, and then, then I'm always in development of my up-and-coming riders and stuff, I'm working with them to get that next batch of new riders and stuff.
At this point, nobody's going to catch Tommy Bolton, nor one of the bikes he designed. Tommy Bolton is just one of over a dozen African Americans featured in the current issue of Oklahoma Today. Pick up a copy on newsstands to read fascinating profiles and see stunning photography celebrating African American history and culture in our state.
A big thanks to Gary Good and Gallery Grazioso here in Guthrie. Be sure and come by and check it out the next time you're in town.
It's a cool place to be.
It is nice.
All right, coming up next week on Discover Oklahoma. One of the best ways to remember Oklahoma's favorite son, Will Rogers, will take you inside the museum that bears his name.
And a great place for a sweet treat anytime. We're headed to Uptown Candy in Oklahoma City. It's all coming up right here next Saturday night on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Our intrepid Ford Explorer is provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.